Hello, my fellow awakening souls. Malia J here, and it's great to have you guys here on my page again. Today, we're going to be talking about meditation. I kind of just wanted to jump straight right into the video. A lot of people have a misconception around meditation, thinking that it's bad or it's evil, when in all actuality, just like anything in this world, it's a person's intention, not the object or the tool itself. So, let's get into the first question. What is meditation? Meditation can be a lot of things, and there are a lot of unique ways of meditating, but I'll describe it to the best of my ability. Meditation is more of a way of connecting to infinite source, infinite awareness, the creator of all, or God, whichever you are comfortable with using. It's a way of connecting with that higher power, and it's also a way of tapping into the highest version of yourself. There are different reasons why one would choose to meditate. Meditation can be a way of, like I said, tapping into your higher self, connecting with the higher power, clearing your mind. I mean, ultimately, it's meditation is used to enrich your life mentally and physically, especially if done right and done consistently. Personally, I think meditation has been here for millions of years, but so far it's been recorded to be in history for thousands of years. Meditation was found in 400 BCE texts, 600 BCE texts. Meditation has been found in the Hindu Vedas, the Buddhist India, and Taoist China. It has been found in so many ancient texts and has been used for such a very long time. It is not an evil thing, and I really wish people would do more research and realize that everything in this world that has a bad or negative perception on it is all based on the person's perception and intention with what they're doing. Everything always boils down to intent. Unfortunately, there are people in this world who use good things to do negative things, which give them a negative reputation, and that's not the goal, or the that's not what the tool is for ultimately or originally. So always keep that in mind. My favorite thing to tell people when they automatically think something is bad is first do your research, deep dive into everything that you can find on the topic to know for sure. Don't just go by word of mouth. Don't just go by what mainstream media tells you. I really like to tell people also that if something seems bad, look into what that person's intention is using that. Who are they as a person and how are they using it? Could this object or tool be used for a good thing? Because just like people say money is the root of all evil, money is not the root of all evil. It's the person that has the money that has negative or bad intentions when using the money. But the object itself, which is in this case the money, is not evil. So keep that in mind when you think about meditation or when you think about crystals. Because I get a lot of hate in my comment section, and usually I'll delete it, where people comment negative things, or people say you're going to burn in hell, or all kind of just negative energy comments. And usually I delete it, so you guys probably don't see it, but sometimes I take the time to respond to them kindly, but ultimately I end up deleting them. Personally, a little side note, I never will understand what makes a person feel like they have the right to tell another human being what will happen to them. Personally, I feel like keep your comments to yourself, even if they're not good ones, or even if you feel like you're right and that person's wrong. If it's not a nice thing to say, don't say it at all. So usually I have to delete those type of comments in my comment section, because I personally am a good person. I feel like I embody that type of energy of a good person, a kind-hearted person. I don't do anything to put harm or wish harm on other people. I don't do anything to put harm or wish harm upon myself. So really, I feel like if you don't agree with my viewpoints on life, if you don't agree with anything that I post, please hit the unfollow button. Don't take the time out to comment on my page. It's really negative. It's not needed. I don't need that negative energy around me or in my comment section. So I feel like people who take the time out to waste their energy to comment on another person's post because they disagree with what the person said, and it's a hateful comment and not really one of love, it's just ultimately like, you can keep it to yourself. But, ultimately, I guess they're coming from some type of place of love, because they felt the need to help me and help me follow what they practice. But that's neither here nor there. I'll get off that topic. Ultimately, friends, I'm here to spread love, give love, and receive love back. That's it, period. Anyway, let's move on more into meditation. Throughout meditation, you're able to realize that you are more than this flesh. You are more than this body. You are more than your ego. You are more than this physical 3D dimension plane that we're living in. You're able to tap into the limitless quantum field. You're able to tap into the all that is and ever will be and ever was. You're able to go beyond the body and take yourself to, I kind of like to call it a higher plane in a sense in your mind, especially when you get into this long enough and you practice it long enough, you're especially able to have like almost an outer body experience. Of course, in the beginning, it's probably not going to feel like that. I know for myself, if I'm being quite honest, it didn't feel like that. It kind of felt like I was wasting my time. It felt like I wasn't feeling anything. And some days I do still feel like that. But my friends, keep being persistent, keep doing it. Eventually, you will become a pro at it, and it will be amazing when you see how it changes your life. There are literally dozens, maybe even hundreds of ways to meditate, from transcendental meditation all the way up to Tai Chi. You can meditate with your eyes open, you can meditate with your eyes closed, you can meditate standing up, you can meditate walking, you can meditate sitting down. There's so many different ways to meditate. I will say, I was taken aback, but I actually know someone who did actually try the walking meditation, and I have read about people going to Joe Dispenza. I know some people think he's mainstream media, but he still has some good things about him that he talks about that I agree with. But they went to Joe Dispenza's retreat, and he actually does the walking meditations for his retreat. And I know someone that did it, and they said it actually worked, and they really had a good time. So there are many ways to meditate. If you find yourself being unable to sit for a very long time or unable to lay down for a very long time, you may find walking preferable. You may find sitting in a chair instead of on the floor with your legs crossed. You may find it comfortable to lay down. Just don't beat yourself up if you're not able to do meditation in certain positions. Eventually, you'll be able to grow into a pro and be able to do it in a number of ways. But in the beginning, I know, speaking from personal experience, we usually put too much pressure on ourselves to be perfect and to feel something magical. But let's be realistic. When you do meditation for the first time, maybe in the first 30 days, you won't really feel anything. You probably won't feel anything. And if you have, that is amazing. That is awesome. But just speaking from personal experience, you probably won't feel anything when you first start meditating, and that's okay. Your body and your mind is getting used to you doing this. We're always running around like chickens with our head cut off. We're so physical and into what we're doing in this realm that your body or your mind is probably not used to you sitting down in silence for a very long period of time. You're not moving around. You're not really thinking about too much. Your mind is probably not used to you not thinking about all the egotistical thoughts that we think about, because we live from the ego until we learn to step outside of the ego and kind of just exist and just be, which is very hard to do. But that's okay. That's why you practice. That's why you practice every day, or that's why you practice every other day, so that you can become used to meditating. And please, please, please don't discourage yourself or don't talk down to yourself if you're not able to meditate every day. Life happens, life goes on. Sometimes you're not able to sit down and meditate every day. And that's perfectly fine. Long as you aim to do it as much as possible, that's okay. Now, if your goal is to meditate every day, then you will do that. If that is what you truly want to do, you will make time for it, whether it be morning, afternoon, evening, or night. You're going to find some time to sit down and meditate. But if it's not your goal to meditate every day, but you just want to meditate as much as possible, that's okay too. Moral of the story is, don't judge yourself. Don't be harsh on yourself. Do it when you can, no pressure. The first thing that you should do to prepare yourself for a great meditation is to prepare your space. Find a nice, quiet area. This could be your room, a closet, your living room, outside, at the park, just anywhere that you feel is comfortable, you feel is clean, you feel that you're going to be safe and you're going to be able to relax and just calm yourself. When you try to meditate in a very noisy area, or you try to meditate in an area that is not very clean, you'll find it really hard to relax and focus. You want to find somewhere where you can kind of let your guard down, but still kind of be alert, somewhere that you truly feel safe and relaxed, somewhere that's not too distracting, especially if you are a beginner, because this can kind of take away from the experience itself, especially because you're not used to tapping into this version of yourself, if that makes sense. You're not used to, how should I put it, quieting your mind and kind of just focusing on whatever it is you decide to meditate upon, because there are different ways to meditate. There are different things to meditate about. And if you got a lot of noise going on and you're not a person that's able to kind of tune the distractions out and the outside noise and really still quiet your mind while there's a lot going on around you, the best place to start in the beginning is usually a place where you feel safe and that's clean and that's quiet. So the next thing that you want to do once you find your area and you're seated and comfortable, you might find it beneficial to light a candle, light some incense, make sure your area smells good. You might want to play some high vibrational frequency music, or you might want to listen to ambient music. You know, none of these things are required, but you might find them beneficial and they might aid you in your meditation. I like the incense because I like the nice calming smells, and sometimes I find myself staring at the smoke until I like close my eyes to like really concentrate on relaxing my breathing, and following the smoke kind of helps that. But that's just personally, that's me. But really, you just do something, whatever you think would help you put you in the mood better. I guess normally, ultimately, that's truly what it is. Would it help set the tone? It is also important to realize that distractions can sometimes be inevitable. So if you don't live alone and if someone bursts in the room or someone makes a loud noise or something happens, that's okay. Don't overreact or panic. Just kind of sit back down, focus on your breathing, calm yourself back down, and go back into your meditation. Or, especially if you live with a large family, because I know I used to, if you live with a large family, you might find it even more helpful to put some headphones in, lock the door, and use that time as your time. Distractions is really not the biggest hurdle to overcome. It's honestly your mind. Well, your ego. The ego can't stand when you sit down and just be quiet, be still, and do nothing. It's always going to come up with a bunch of things that you should be doing or that you could be doing. And you're going to probably want to feel the urge to just give up, get up, and go do other things that you think might be better. But please don't give in. Persevere through the thoughts. Don't judge yourself for the thoughts that you have when you start meditating. You're just a beginner, you're in the beginning, and it's okay, especially if you've only been doing it for a couple of months. Sometimes it takes 1 month, sometimes it takes other people 6 months, sometimes it takes other people a year or even longer to learn how to overcome the ego and all of the thoughts that they have when they start to meditate. Just persevere through. Learn how to separate yourself from your thoughts when you're meditating, meaning don't be consumed by your thoughts. See yourself as a third party observer. Take a step outside and just act like you're observing someone else's thoughts pass through, and just watch them come in and go in and out. And eventually, when you learn not to focus in on each thought and go on and on and on with it, you'll eventually run out of thoughts and you'll become settled and quiet, especially if you start to also learn to focus on the breath instead of focusing on the thoughts that are going on inside of your mind when you're meditating. We are beginners, not experts. So I find that the more that you try to criticize the mind slash the ego, the more you'll find it harder to actually truly meditate and enjoy your meditation. The more you'll find it harder to calm yourself, relax, and be in the moment. So don't judge your thoughts while you're meditating. Allow them to come in and come in and come out till eventually you run out of thoughts and it's silent. And now you can truly focus and tap into that higher version of yourself and tap into that connection that you always have with the creator of all. Don't judge your thoughts, just allow them to flow. And eventually, the more you practice, the better you will become at doing this. Another thing that I found very important to be, and I probably found this out the hard way, is posture. Posture in meditation is everything. If you are sitting the incorrect way, or you put yourself in an uncomfortable position and you try to force yourself to stay in that position for your entire meditation, you're going to come out hurting. When I wake up in the morning, I do find it helpful to like stretch before I sit down, because like if I try to sit down for a long period of time with my legs crossed like this, eventually once I come out of my meditation, my legs are in pain. I find it hard to get up. Or like one time meditating, like my posture was so bad that after the meditation, my back was hurting for like 2 weeks, my lower back. I did a lot of yoga and I did do some stretching, but it did cause me a little bit of pain in my lower back. So your posture is everything. Please make sure that you are sitting in a very comfortable position. And if you're not sitting down, please make sure you're laying down in a very comfortable position. You want to be upright and you want to be comfortable. You don't want to be slouching. You don't want to be something's folded or bended. Be comfortable. And last but certainly not least, you want to focus on the breath. Honestly, especially if you're a beginner, focusing on the breath can help you focus ultimately until eventually you'll kind of begin to detach away from your thoughts or the mind or the ego, whatever you want to call it. You'll begin to detach away from the body and you'll just be, in a sense. Um, Focusing on the breath can help you really relieve you of all your thoughts of the things that you're thinking you should do, could do, or that you're worried about or concerned about. It kind of helps get rid of all those things and it brings you into a present moment, in a sense. There's also different hand mudras that you can do, which is basically helping you to channel more power into the intention of your meditation. It's also a way of channeling the body's energy flow. So the hand mudra that I want to do today is more so of the power hand mudra. I want to bring power into creating more positivity in our mind and within ourselves. I want to kind of cleanse the body of any negative energy or negative feelings or emotions. So the way that the power hand mudra works is you put your hands together like this. You put your pointer fingers together, you put your thumbs together, and you sit like this. And you close your eyes, and we're going to begin to meditate. Now, if you don't find it comfortable to sit like this, you can crisscross applesauce, or you can also keep your hands open. If you prefer not to put your fingers like this, you can sit with your hands open instead, and your posture fixed, nice, straight and up, back straight, eyes closed. Or you can lay down straight flat on your back with your legs spread apart and your hands open, lying open to receive that positive energy as well. Do what makes you most comfortable, but those are a few different ways that you can decide to meditate if you're not comfortable sitting the way that I'm sitting. So now that we've got that out the way, we're going to move into the second part of this video. I'm going to show you how I kind of get myself in the zone and prepared. And we're going to meditate for about 10 minutes and we're going to do a little chant at the end. Now, if you are confused, the chanting and vibrations of saying certain symbols during meditation can induce a deeper meditative state. It can also help you set your intentions at the end of your meditations upon the world and yourself. And the chant that we're going to be doing today is the Om Shanti Om chant, which is peace be with you. But I like to say peace to the world and peace within myself, especially during this hard times where we're all struggling financially, especially with everything that's going on in the world right now, the people that are going through heartache and hardships. Peace is really needed in this world right now. So we're going to end with that chant. You may not like my chanting voice, but that is okay. I'm trying my best. So you're going to have to bear with it, okay? So anyways, I rambled on long enough. Let's jump straight right into the meditation. It's time to sit down, relax, and quiet the mind. Inhale, exhale. Take a deep inhale, take a deep exhale. Relax and focus on your breathing. Breathe in and out. I'm going to do this 3 more times.
Take a deep inhale. Take a deep exhale. Quiet your mind. Become the observer of your thoughts. Allow your thoughts to just flow past without spending too much time on them. You are more than your body. You are more than this flesh that you reside in. You are love. You are light. You are positivity. You give love and you welcome love back. You choose to be in a constant state of peace amidst the chaos of the outer world around you. And everything is constantly working out for you, no matter how things look at any point in time. I'm now going to go and allow you to sit here with your thoughts and tap into the inner love that resides in you. And I'll be back when it's time to begin chanting.
We're going to bring ourselves back to the present moment of where we are now. Stretch your arms out, bring them up and give yourself a good stretch. We're going to bring the hands together and we're going to start our Om Shanti Om chant. You're going to bring your hands to the top of your head, or you may bring them at heart center. You're going to give yourself a little bow here, bend in the back, and we're going to begin the chant. Ready? All right. And if you don't know how the chant goes, I'm going to do a little practice run for you. The way that the chant goes is Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And we're going to do that 3 times, okay? All right. Let's begin. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace to the world and peace within myself. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you taking the time out to watch my video today and taking the time out to do a positive meditation. I hope that I was able to shed some better insight on what meditation is, and hopefully I was able to inspire you guys to start meditating. But thank you so much for watching. See you guys next week.